America now, and I don't see the issue with getting involved in American politics if I live here.
No, that's good. Actually,
Can you
I
tell me
want
the issue
that.
with that?
I want to
Yeah,
discuss
thank
that.
you.
I feel like you might have something to say. All right.
No,
So let me
I
ask
just think it's
you:
so weird. Like when people, sorry, what?
Is ICE good for the country of America, current America,
Yeah,
not past America, like now, this America?
Overall,
Yes.
yeah, I don't have a
overall,
problem with. Are you talking to me or him?
To you, you're very open
Oh,
about. Yeah, you go on.
yeah, I don't have a problem with ICE. I think America has a process for a reason. It keeps the people in America safe, and I don't think when people abide, if people don't abide by the process, I don't think they deserve to be here. And I don't have a problem with sending them back. No, not at all.
Gotcha. I okay. Very interesting points. All right. Can you tell me what ICE has done to basically help out, like lower crime rate? Any places where it's been shown, like, besides like people saying that it's doing something good, like places that generally report on the data saying it's good for like the United States economy, for crime rate, to see if it affected scholar and education. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, well, no. As far as like crime rates, if you look at the statistics, where I mean, I've been told by a lot of people as well, and I think a lot of us can agree on this. Um, Most of the crime that's happening is not from immigrants or legal immigrants. It's just more so like helping out with the hypothetical of if these people come here and like they start crimes or they come here to smuggle something or hurt somebody. It's just about the hypothetical like scenario where they could, you know. But most of the time, like crime is not done by actual like immigrants. I mean, if you're talking about like coming in here legally, I mean, obviously that's breaking the law itself. But I'm talking about like actual crime, like inflicting harm on somebody.
Okay, so you at least know the difference between. Okay, so let me tell you something about how like immigration is around the United States. Do you know about all the sorts of statuses people get in immigration here in the United States? At least, like, I'm not saying to name all of them. Like, do you know some statuses you hear about from your end? Because I know media is a little different in Australia,
No, I live in America now.
America now. But do you like know? Do you know the statuses that immigrants usually go through before they, go through legally?
The what now?
Like, do you know any of the processes that immigrants go through to be legally go into the United States? Like the statuses that they get. Do you know a few of
Oh
them?
yeah, I have an idea of them. I couldn't tell you them right off the bat of my head. No,
You can just say a few. Like name whatever you. So I'm not telling you the name. You're good.
no, like I just said, like I have an idea of them, but I can't like tell you right off the top of my head.
You could at least name one, like one status maybe that they might get.
I mean, I know like a lot of people come in here like on visas and then um so forward like they'll reapply for visas and stuff like that, and like while they have the visa, they could apply for citizenship or go through that process. I know a lot of people go through that like type of process. That's just kind of the one that I have right off the top of my head though.
Okay, gotcha. So you at least know that. That's a good thing. Okay, so let me tell you, who you would usually commit more crime based on the rate? An immigrant or a U.S. citizen? Illegal or legal
You
immigrant compared to a U.S. citizen? Which one does more crime?
U.S. citizen.
Yes, but since that I know this could seem like I'm debunking it, but I'm not. I just wanna say that first. It's like U.S. citizen does more, even based on ratio. If you were to like shrink down the size of U.S. citizens, you'd see
Yeah.
they do less crime. Like, why would an immigrant cause crime? They'd get deported right after, right? It's not a good idea. So, why do you think ICE was defunded recently?
I honestly could not tell you. I don't. They were defunded recently.
Yeah, they were defunded. They voted a bill and they funded the government, but they didn't fund the DHS sector in relation to ICE itself. ICE is not funded, but everything else the DHS funds is funded besides ICE, because DHS is kind of a large structure.
So it was defunded or not?
Yeah, it was defunded. They passed the bill. A few Republicans gave in. They said, yeah, yeah, let it pass. And that's because they were TSA. All the airports were suffering, and so they were like, "We gotta vote it in." And suddenly Delta, if I'm fine,
Oh,
right?
is that why a
Delta,
bunch
they
of like
were.
ICE immigrants, or not ICE immigrants? Is that why a bunch of ICE agents put like at airports recently?
Yeah, they were sending them towards like because they were trying to mock. It was Donald Trump's way of mocking the people, basically. But if I looked at it as like not in a political way, like that's a like I mean, what is the point of spending lots of tax dollars on ICE agents like those? And she left the server.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Ugh. Do you want to trade and steal a brain rot?
Change to I used to play it. I used to play it.
You
I
have
don't have good plans. I do have decent, but not like good
like what?
plans. I only have like
Because I got something.
trillions. I got trillions, but not like that's like not much.
I got something I could trade for that. I'll give you. I'll give you a mil. I think I'll give you something that makes 3.2 million.
Hmm. I
Oh,
mean, oh,
wait,
by
never
the
mind.
way, I tell you, I gave you a point for that. You were brave enough to ask me that in a podcast game. Wait, give me a sec. Welcome,
Best thing on
welcome.
steal a brain rot. What's your best thing on steal a brain rot?
It's like a
I'm kind of like nice.
oh, go on, go on.
My bad.
Hello?
Well, I'm kind of half on half on it. Like, I think it's a good thing, but at the same time, I think the way they're going about things isn't good. I feel like we need more like body cams for everything that they do, so that way they have more incentive not to, overly brutalize people on purpose, just because they can.
I agree. I agree. We should. I mean, they should be treated like officers. Whenever officers have to report their side information, you know how whenever they get like crime cases, and they need the
Yeah.
POV from the police officer, most times ICE is like usually exempt from it, and I think that's a bad thing. They shouldn't be exempt from like body
I think
cams
ICE does the same
and
thing.
yeah, they shouldn't be
What are
exempt
y'all
from all these
talking
things.
I mean, ICE is still law enforcement, though. I don't get why, like, not all law enforcement would, not have body cams. I think every single bit of law enforcement should have body cams.
The
Maybe not the
military have-
military, but I'm not
Yeah.
too sure.
Besides the
Does the
military, which is
military
like,
have
oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Give it a sec.
I mean, body
Think
cams
about-
on military would be kind of cool because then you get like kill cams when they're out on war. But
Oh,
For legal
True,
reasons, that's probably more confidential. I guess it will
Yeah.
exist, but it'd be more confidential compared to like
they'd
I
have to
think-
release it years later.
exactly. Unless like
Yeah.
a court says that they have to, but basically yes, it should be the same for like for example. I'm also confused why they allow them to mask themselves. Like they allow the ICE to mask themselves while the polices can't do that. Like polices can't be fully masked unless they're like allowed to carry heavy duty equipment, which is I mean that it should make sense with heavy duty, but like ICE doesn't go around wearing heavy duty equipment all the time. They're wearing masks and glasses and shades covering their every part of their body.
I think a part of that is because there's like a group of radical people that go out and attack these officers in their like personal lives just because they're carrying out their job which they're ordered to do.
Yeah.
Which like for a regular officer that hasn't done anything wrong, they're just enforcing what they've been ordered. I don't think they should you have to put through that. But if it's someone who has like brutalized these illegal immigrants and has like attacked them instead of just like sending them to court, those ones should get persecuted and
Yeah, I agree.
messed with.
I agree. I agree. A lot of people. I've had somebody earlier who were like a huge supporter of ICE right now. Previously, that they left. I think I kind of froze her when I gave her a few. I threw down some facts and she was like frozen. I told her about ICE and all that. But yes, I agree. I think ICE should be not exempt from prosecution. They can't be exempt from prosecution. Lots of times ICE is exempt from like civil cases all the time, every time. Just civil cases in general. They're always escaping that. Like they could be horrible and nobody would be able to prosecute them, which is my problem, which you said should be addressed. And I feel the body cam thing also helps because the body cam thing was recent. They tried putting body cams on
Yeah.
ICE agents, but they're trying to remove the rule. Like Donald Trump's trying to remove that rule where they that mask thing, the mask and cameras thing. They're trying to make
Yeah.
sure that they're not obligated. So they say, oh no, let them wear their masks and don't make them wear body cams because I said so. He's saying stuff like that, like usual. So
I'd say make them wear body cams, but let them keep their masks. Just for the time being, because there's such a huge pushback against ICE that people are like straight up just attacking them in their personal lives.
True.
I think that's that's a bit too far. I think the most we should do is like get them to court and get them,
I have a quick question.
get them
What are
tried
your
for what they've done.
Yeah. Go on.
What are y'all talking about?
ICE is like a department that enforces like deportations of people who come from a
Yeah.
different country and enter our country, but
Oh,
it
oh,
like
like
illegally.
boredom.
Deportation is when somebody does something wrong and the police has to take him out, and he's gone. All right.
Oh, he left.
So yes, I say the same thing is because of what's going on, I say yes, that ICE resentment is understandable, but also definitely some people go way too far and start, legitimately getting way too far. They start harming ICE agents and start doing things like that. Like ICE agents are humans and like
Yeah.
you said, should be taken to court just like everybody else is. Everybody else should go the same way, same pathway, same due process. And that's a work in progress. Hopefully now they got defunded. They were defunded recently, so it's gonna be difficult for them to get out of that tangle for the moment.
It's a lot of like left-leaning politicians that are causing this, that are
Yeah.
defunding them. Just as pushback against Trump because they don't like a lot of what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like majority of what I've heard. But I don't know. I feel like we should have strong borders because people who come in unfairly, that's not really, that's not fair to the people that actually worked their hardest to be able to get into our country legally.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they put so much work and effort only for someone else to just come in and just like, not be documented. They didn't have to put as much effort in.
Yeah, I feel it should not only it should be. It's not that the border has to only get stronger. I say the very immigration process is too complicated. It's also that too. Just getting like naturalized in here is too hard. It's like way
Yeah.
forever. It's way too difficult. The border thing should be resolved, but also the legislative process whenever they're getting processed. That process is way too complicated. It takes forever. It's too long. Like by the time somebody gets through, they're like 43 something, right? And that's like ridiculous. So, like for me, it could be stronger borders, but also they need to fix the immigration system. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
horrible.
it needs to be more streamlined for sure.
Because like not only because it's complicated, it's not because it's complicated just reading about it. It's also complicated for the court, because in the court it has to get through all these puzzling cases with different statuses and different terms and situations and legal cases, and it's like it costs too much taxpayer money and it's also too complicated. So they should streamline it. They should fix it. For me, I've seen other countries do the thing where they say if you live here without doing crime for the past next 10 for the next 10 years and you're not here crimeless, you've done nothing wrong, you did that, you should be able to apply for citizenship, go through tests, checking to see if you're sane, blah blah blah, whatever, and then they can go through there. It should have been like this. It's just like 10 years you're here, don't do a crime, be tested for mental health at least a few so and then they check your activity every so and then, and I guess it should be as simple as that. But I guess now you know how it is. America decides to make it like there's so many statuses I can't even memorize them. Like that's ridiculous. It's not even like 4 statuses. It's like 16 to 18, and I can't even word them all down, which is why I complain about it. Because I get the MAGA has a fear of immigrants for the wrong reasons, but I can understand their struggles with people who come in illegally. Like the wrong guys. The bad people, not the good people. Just the troublemakers.
My issue with it is like there's a reason our immigration process is so slow, but at the same time it should be a little bit faster to process people who genuinely need to come in here, and that could actually help our society. But my issue is we're prioritizing immigrants way more than we are prioritizing our own citizens.
Exactly.
So like, for example, in my area, I'm finding it difficult to find a job because it's predominantly Hispanic and I don't speak Spanish. So my best bet is like get a different job and just, work for a year and then move somewhere where there's like less of a population that doesn't speak the same language as me, because then I'll have a higher chance of getting the actual career I want.
Yeah. I tell you, it's also a citizen issue because then like you said, the economy, unemployment rate's gone up, right? As much as they're bragging
Yeah.
about it going down a little because of the jobs growth that came up, that jobs growth, whenever you actually do the math, would only go up to like 20,000-30,000 jobs added, which by the way is really crazy small, because there's like millions of people out there. 20,000-30,000 jobs more is not a good thing. That's a huge
Yeah.
indicator of a just so you know, I feel like you know this already. The economy collapsed 5 times. It collapsed 5 different times. The news, you know what the news did? Didn't report it.
They try to cover it up.
Yeah, nobody reported it. Left, right, whatever, nobody covered it. Corporate media, nobody. And when I checked indie media, all the indie media was reporting it every singular day. Every day they captured everything. Corporate media, zero. Nobody covered the
Indie
economy.
media is the future.
Exactly.
Because like these corporate medias, they just report on what they're told to report on, and they're not allowed to like deviate from that. So like they're basically just feeding people information that they're told to report from these corporations, and it's not like anything that's actually genuinely, in our interest. It's in the interest of these companies to report these things so that they get people more on their side.
True. Media consolidation is a thing. Techno-fascism, unfortunately. It's a unfortunate. Like, for example, you know how Ellison is? The Ellison family from Oracle. They bought out Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Owns CNN, all sorts of different news networks, and also animation. Animation studios, movie studios. And they've already controlled TikTok. They're controlling every single thing and making it into like this entire right-wing echo chamber. The next one after next. Like X, Twitter, was like one of the first examples of a more direct form of turning something more right-wing. Right after Elon Musk bought it, boom, just right-wing everywhere. Right? They even announced that they purposely rigged the algorithm on purpose to shove down leftist media. Right? You saw how Obama got surpassed by Elon Musk by followers. Those were mainly because he straight up engineered the system to purposely push his posts every time in front of the front page. Right? You can get engineers to do that. In Oracle, what they did with TikTok is you try to talk about the man who did nothing, the bad thingies to young humans. I'm not gonna say his name because I'll get VC man. You know what I mean?
Oh, the Jeffrey man?
Yeah, the Jeffrey man, the no guy. You say his name, nothing shows up in messages. It'll get tagged, or it'll get suppressed by the algorithm. You mentioned Donald Trump, suppressed the algorithm if you criticize him. Everywhere I go on TikTok, it's just everybody on top of the leaderboards, conservatives. Twitter, conservatives. Twitch, conservatives. YouTube, corporate media, and then there's conservatives. Besides, like, how live streamers, mainly conservatives are like dominant. So took over everything. They bought it out. So it's like, it's gonna be quite a fight until we finally fix everything, because, man oh man, they even have the FTC in their hands. You know about the FTC? You know what the FTC is?
No.
The FTC is like the one department that sues companies for like monopolies and consolidation.
Oh.
They switched the guy with a loyalist, with a Trump loyalist. Guess what happened to Adobe? They escaped. Visa, MasterCard escaped. Live Nation and Ticketmaster is like, they're like a ticketing company, like huge, huge corporation. They escaped.
We need people that are like not affiliated with the two legacy, political parties. Because like my issue is I don't like either parties.
Exactly.
I don't like the I don't like the Republican Party because they tend to grift off of like my type of people. Because I'm for one, like I'm a white male, right? That's the left. They don't tend to like that too much. At least like on the extremist side. And then also I'm Christian, which is another thing that they don't like. And then the Republican Party, they tend to grift off that. Like they try to get supporters who are, that demographic. And I don't know. I'm not going to pick a side that's, purely just trying to invite me in just because of like what demographic I am. I'd rather be with a group of people that agree on the same ideals as me.
For the better
or like at
the
least
many.
have the same idea for like how to run the country.
Exactly. And what I say for people whenever they say that is you can also say for the better of many rather than a few, regardless of
Yeah.
their background type, education, stuff like that. Like that, it can be you can sound it that way, and it doesn't have to be sounding like leftist or rightist or whatever. For me, I have it. I also have disagreements on the blue side of things because like for me, I'm more independent, more motinist myself rather than leftist or right wing or whatever. And I also see is it that there's a problem with people who are posing themselves as experts, right? Using that to their advantage to
Yeah.
pass their agenda. And I also have a problem with Democrats. Lots of them are like behind the digital media surveillance bills. Ironically, you assume Republicans would do something like that, and it's actually both of them. Both of them are signing the very age verification things that's been going on. Both sides. And
Yeah.
guess who's signing it? Older people. You don't see a Gen Z saying, "Oh, we should allow it." And I look on both sides. The majority party leaders, old. They sign bills without thinking, and unless it helps their agenda, they won't sign it. And if they're like funded by IPAC or something, then they're skewed. Like there are Democrats who I see who are like funded by IPAC. They would sign a good bill,
Oof.
but then they'd also do something for Israel at the same, which is crazy. And I also criticize the right-wing side. I mean, for similar reasons. They profit off of religion. They're basically doing that. They're profiting off of your religion. They're doing that.
Yeah,
They're
I agree.
making it. They're giving it a bad reputation, if you know what I mean. It's supposed to be peace, loving, sharing, and learning, self-learning. Something like that. Something you should share
Yeah.
with people and learn about, like to learn about how we learn about how we live. And instead, they're turning into this political thing, saying, "Oh, I'm Christian, so you should listen to me, and you should listen to what I say," which is just ignorant of what Christianity teaches you. Which, again,
Yeah, I mean, Christianity does teach to like be involved in politics, but and to like submit to higher authorities, right? But at the same time, like the current authorities we have are pretty much against most of our values, and then also as well as like I don't know the politics that are involved, like they're either somewhat for us or they're not for us at all, and it's it's a little difficult, hard to pick a side because of it.
I'll tell you if you wanna know. I'll tell you. You are some of the more in-depth speakers I've had today. Besides all the trolls I had today, I had a bunch of trolls today. You're like one more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I said you got a good mindset going. I have no idea how old you are, but that's a good mindset. You gotta keep it that way, because I think you're going somewhere very good with that mindset. Have faith.
I mean, I'm
You do-
20, so like I don't know, I gotta get some kind of job pretty soon.
Mhm.
I want to get into a trade, but there's nothing for me where I'm at because, again, predominantly Hispanic, so I don't have much of a chance myself.
I see. I have a similar issue too. Unemployment's kind of crazy in my area. I mean, I just feel like ice in my drinks.
Oh yeah, me too.
Me too. And besides that, I'd say we agree. Gen Z, we need Gen Z leaders, I guess. We need Gen Z leaders who are informed, who are expansive, who are not, isolated, not funded by IPAC. I think that's what's happening recently. It's a trend. Like we go the Easter egg hunt. We hunt down people who are not funded by IPAC, who are expansive in mindset, who are very open, very adaptive to things. We have to vote on people like that, because right now, if we vote in some older people who don't know what they're doing, we're screwed. Right? We gotta vote in the right people.
Yeah. I just think we need people in general who actually care about the majority of the population,
Yeah.
not people who are like only caring to line their pockets. We need people who are motivated for like caring for people instead of motivated by money.
Exactly. Yeah, give me. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good. We're just talking about like ICE and stuff. We're talking about elections and Gen Z and stuff like that currently.
Okay.
Kind of complicated stuff. Very nuanced. Anyhow, I'd say Viva la
It's not
Revolution for Gen Z.
hard. Yeah, well, I know I'd understand it because I'm quite emotionally intelligent actually. So
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm pretty good at these type of stuff.
Oh, all
I've,
I'd say
I've
is,
been training my emotions for years, so I'm pretty emotionally healthy actually. Yeah, just wanted to put that out there before anyone wants to debate. If you lose, that was just a warning. I'm actually pretty good at debates.
hmm
I haven't lost a debate since 2022, so just putting that out there.
I believe you.
If wanna, if you want to debate me, you're probably gonna lose.
hmm
I'm not even trying to be cocky. It's just the truth.
No, I like that confidence. You're doing good. All right, what's a toxin? I just want to first get this out of you. You probably know what toxin is.
Yeah, toxin. Yeah.
What's a toxin?
No, I already know what it is. It's fine.
You sure? You know like pseudoscience? You know what pseudoscience is?
Yeah, I've heard all of that. I know what you're talking about. I know what toxins are.
I'm
Yeah.
a little uneducated on the topic.
I usually ask these like first questions before, because usually some people who troll, I usually ask them very specific questions to see if they know what they're talking about, because I wanna break it. I have these things memorized in my head. I always predict what they'll say next. Wait, give me a sec. Okay. Welcome in.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very educated on those topics. You don't have to worry.
I believe ya. All right. What's an SRA?
Uh, yeah, dude, it's fine. I already know.
All right, I believe ya. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't.
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah, he has no clue what he's talking about. Alright,
yeah.
welcome in.
Hello.
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 So if I'm going to be brutally honest, I just want to hear everybody else's opinions on ice because I don't really understand the whole thing.
Ah. It's basically, for the United States, it's our immigration enforcement, group that we're specifically talking about. Me personally, I think they're okay, but they need like body cams for sure, so that they have more incentive not to mess around with people and not to harm them.
So all I have seen from ICE personally, as somebody outside of the US, is that you don't really have that strict of laws against law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Like for us personally, you get deported, but then if you don't leave, that's when the authorities kick in. But like none of our law enforcement carries guns or carries tasers.
Oh yeah, it's different for you. Over here in the US, basically most ICE agents, I can break it down for you. Not dancing. I mean break it down the metaphor. What I mean by, oh goodness. I keep thinking about that Benson meme. My bad. So to break it down for you as in literally, not dance. What I'm saying is that ICE agents usually they're exempt from most civil cases all the time, and usually don't always wear body cams most of the time because of certain states that differ with how they deal with laws. The gas, all those gas stuff, the little gas things that they use like tear gas or bombs or little rubber bullets, that stuff was done unfortunately due to like 9/11 and prior stuff that led to all this. Except the difference is that ICE was a lot more trained and different back in the day compared to ICE now. Modern ICE has different younger people inside who are literally let in without experience in like any police department or whatever. They're just allowing a bunch of people who are young with right-wing mindsets into the streets and allowing them to do whatever, which sucks. And you can find this online. You can search about the training around ICE agents, and it's very lacking. It's not only that the ICE agents are problematic, it's not that they're mainly problematic, it's because the system of how they are hired is wrong, it's problematic, it's broken, and how they enforce it. Like in case an ICE agent says, an ICE agent says they want to kill somebody in private, and because they have no body cam, who will know, right? And they only know until it's too late. And if we force them to have body cams and force them to be taken to court for such problems, then it would be more fair like that. Because then most police officers, when they get in trouble, they get taken to court. They can't be taken to court. They can be sued if they have done something wrong. ICE, on the other hand, isn't usually taken to court because most of the time it's not an option, unfortunately. Which is why it seems like what they're doing is already broken. It's the system's broken, the rules are broken, and the people that are being allowed in are just problematic on its own. There's some mature ICE agents who are older in ICE. You know how there's ICE agents. There's some ones that are have been there for years. There are many older ones who are also criticism. They send their criticisms towards younger ICE agents because then they're noticing how many get in without the proper alcohol tests, mental health tests, physiology tests. Unfortunately, that's how it is. So that should be fixed. You can go.
So I look at it as I've only seen parts of it. So I seen the case of Alex Pratty, I think his name was. I fully believe that it's not the problem of ICE not training them. It's the problem of all these radicalists' ideas coming out into the US now. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about politics because I don't know US politics, but I fear that there is a lot of supremacists in the White House, in Congress, that is the problem, and it's not always the people that have been thrown into these jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head there, because a lot of the issues with our country is the radicalists. If we took out the radicalists, we have actual normal conversations about differing ideas. We wouldn't have all this warfare between each other based off of just political differences. And I'm pretty sure ICE agents would also be a little bit better, and then the radicals against them wouldn't exist. So we'd have actual, an actual good atmosphere for criticism, essentially.
I also look at it.
Go on.
Oh, sorry. I look at it as every country is built on immigrants. It is, if you like that or if you don't like that. To some extent, the US is troubled with it, and so is the UK and Ireland. But there is definitely a better approach than putting pile of money into building this wall and potentially not trading these people and them killing innocent US citizens.
Mm-hmm. And what you mean by the earlier thing, I can explain for you what's going on. What you mean by reckless is it is a thing, and I told this to Skelly here earlier, is that it is not only ICE that is being problematic. You also heard that I told them about this. They're buying out the media. These ICE agents are now growing around media that's been altered to make sure that they think very extreme, right? And sometimes it looks friendly to them. They get invited to these circles, and then things go haywire from there, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're basically putting every douchebag into the pedestal. We're giving them platforms, unfortunately. So, yeah, that's what's going on here.
I also look at it from an outside perspective as I just don't think, if these things happened in Ireland, everybody would hear about it and everybody would care about it. But I just find now, because it's so common and it keeps happening and happening and happening, that it's normalized as such.
Mm-hmm. And yes, unfortunately, it's the desensitization of the internet. The internet has been desensitized to it from the past year alone, from 2025 over to now, and even from 2024. It's been way too common to put in the equation. Give me a sec. And yeah, that's unfortunately causing too many problems to arise, because not only did they consolidate media, they removed laws and regulations. They're very lacking on training. And the social media spheres for the people with lacking in training are also negative. And it basically gives them incentives to do the things that they do, unfortunately, which they think is good to do, unfortunately. So, there is...
Yeah, I think ice is good because, if your drink is hot, you just put ice in the water, it gets cold, and and it like quenches your thirst. And ice also like frozen water, so like
Hmm.
it makes your drink like way colder than hot. And if your drink is hot, you just make it cold by putting ice in it. And ice comes in like different forms, like gas, water, and solid. So like you just put ice in your drink, and it just gets cold. And yeah, that's why I like ice, because it gets your drink cold.
I
All right,
see.
thanks.
You know what a vanilla latte? You know what a vanilla latte is?
Oh, he left.
Alright, I banned this guy. He
Oh.
knows what he was doing. He's trolling. It was obvious.
I mean, majority of the problem just comes from our media, like you said earlier. Like they're the ones that are radicalizing everyone, and it's mostly just the non-indie media. Of course, there's going to be indie media that's been paid off by like old corporate media, but
Yeah.
for the majority of it, it's just the legacy media that's causing an issue.
Yeah,
They're
legacy
radicalizing
media.
everyone against each other.
True. That's why so far I had to literally rely on like specific experts now who are a lot more open-minded and in any media. I have to rely on them because right now it is not safe out there. Like you try to trust anything, you always gotta double check, triple check even,
Yeah.
because it's getting crazy out there. So, anyways, you're doing. I guess I should stop now because it's getting late for me and I'm gonna be too loud. Where I'm living at is it's late now. So, thanks for being around here and say hi to YouTube, by the way.
Oh, yo, what's up?
Hello. I'm gonna edit this, so don't worry about the other stuff. But I liked hearing what people had to say here because I generally wanted. I originally was here talking about like SA and victim blaming, but then it changed over to ICE because the person originally changed it over. You know, they went from like SA to over to ICE, and they were here. I was not the host, and then they kind of left server and I guess they disconnected and then they went to sleep or something. But yeah, stay safe out there. You know, again, we need people like you, good thinkers.
We just
I'm
we need people in
optimistic.
general who are like just gonna immediately get polarized. We need people that are gonna question what they're looking at.
Absolutely true. I agree. And again, F fascism, F technofascism, and F ice, the bad ice. Bad ice, not the good ice. F bad ice. Yes,
I think
and
ICE just needs body cams and being, the ability to get prosecuted.
generally,
That'll fix everything.
absolutely. And again, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're alive. If anybody tells you that you're nothing, don't let them get to your head, alright? Make sure you stay
you too.
strong. And we must do what we can as because our parents fought their thing. They fought their fight. It's our turn now. We're now unfortunately in the front lines now. Anyways, I'll see you around. Good night.
Hey, see ya.